Okay, so in this video we'll be seeing about the file inclusion vulnerabilities. So the name implies file inclusion, so that means we are including some sort of file and viewing those contents. So you can see here, this is the website, and if you go to this is the home page, and there is an option for this English and Spanish. So let's click on this English. So here you can see we did not redirect to the english.php. We are still in the index.php, but there is one parameter passing to this php index.php, that is language parameter. Language is equals to en.php. So whenever this en.php is passed, then this index.php goes to the en.php and gets the contents of that en.php and will include this in index.php. So why do this process? Because we have some different languages. So here we have only two languages. If you are building like real time website, you will have like 10 or 20 languages. So you need to fetch all the contents and paste this in the index.php. So you will get multiple number of php files. Instead, you can have the single index.php and get the contents of other languages into this index.php. So we can do that using the include function in the php. So if I change this to Spanish, and here you can see the language parameter value has been changed to es.php, and also here you can see the contents of this history and content industry have been turned into the Spanish because of this es.php. So this is like dynamically getting the content from the other files. So that's why the content has been changed. Still we are viewing the contents of index.php. So everything remains same and the language changes in this condition. So here what you can do is the proper filters must be applied by the web developer, otherwise there is a chance to view the contents of other sensitive information. Like we can view the contents of passwd file. So this passwd file contains all the user information. Also, if there is any user without an password, then you can see here, and that is very dangerous, because if there is any user without having the password, then any attacker can log in directly into the system. So from here we can see we have the root account and some service accounts, and so I think we don't have any users, so we have only root account. So here you can see hc passwd. You can also get the config.php. so there is no such file directory, but in most cases you will have some configuration php when you have the database connection. So the database connection credentials will be stored in the configuration php. So you can get the contents of all those. So you can try to view the other files, hc shadow. So there is failed opening because I think we got the permission denied. So sometimes hc passwd you will not get any information, because there will be like some folder. So this all these php files, like there will be separate folder for languages. In that languages folder we will have english.php and spanish.php. so what developer put is developer will add like this languages slash. So whatever you send at this language parameter, this languages slash will be automatically added, like prepend for this value. So what you can do is, in that case you can do the directory traversal. You can go up, you can use backward forward slash. So this will indicates the previous directory. So you can paste like this these many times. So we are going up directory up until we go to the root. So make sure you add some sufficient forward slashes to make sure that you go to the root directory, and from there onwards you get the hc passwd. So even though there is any folder prefixes for this, and you can add this HC passwd. So whenever the PHP is going to include the entire content, entire string, so it will go to this languages folder, and then it will go up and up to the root directory and go to HC. So you can Google for LFI bypass payloads. Sorry for the spelling mistake. And you can go to any of these payload other things or payload box. So you can apply these filters and apply these bypassing filters to see whether you get the answer or not. So this is one way to bypass the folder. And you can also URL encode this one. So you can also double URL encode this one. Sometimes developer add like dot slash as an empty character. So if there is any dot slash, it will turn into empty string. So in that case, what you can do is you can say, suppose let's say dot slash is turning into empty string. So in that case, what you can do is you can add dot at the starting and forward slash at the ending. So this dot forward slash will be turning into empty string, resulting in dot forward slash finally. So in that way you can try to bypass the filters. So one thing I need to show is, so these are the wrappers. So PHP has these wrappers, so you can use these wrappers to get the source code. So you sometimes, if you don't know source code of this index.php, you will be trying like infinite payloads and still you don't get the contents of the file you want. So in that case, you need to get the source code and understand the source code, and according to it you need to build the payload. So PHP filter read is equals to convert.base64 encode resource is equals to index.php. So you can also get the source code of any other file also. So that will be encoded in the base64. Simply you can, if you don't use this wrapper, if you point this index.php, instead of showing the source code, it will be rendered in the PHP. So that's why we will be converting into base64 and getting the content. And now hit enter. Now you can see this is the base64 encoded of our source code. Press Ctrl U to get the some neat visualization. So this is my base64 encoded PHP source code. So let's go to base64 decoder. So copy exactly the base64 string and click on decode. Now you can see we got the source code. So now you can see here session start and is set parameter. So language parameter must be set. So then it will use the get of language. Otherwise, if the language parameter is not set, it is default set to english.php. So the language of get of language, and we should see some. So here you can see session of page. So and then English Spanish. So this is just the code that will display as English or Spanish, and then upon clicking you can see include of language. So this language variable is getting from the here get of language, and we are getting the contents of the include of the file we have specified. So there are no filters here, but if you have any filters, you will be seeing here in the source code. So according to that, you can build the payload and bypass that filter. So you can also, after getting the source code, you can build the payload, or you can search for this and you can try to bypass the filter. So there are so many payloads as well, so you can encode this ../. So this is about the information disclosure. In the next video we will be seeing the how to get RCE using the log poisoning and session poisoning.